What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to Kawash Details. I'm Kawash, better known as Osama, and I detail. So if you haven't noticed already, I'm pretty sweaty right now. I changed the camera angle a little bit. I learned a little bit about recording in landscape and portrait mode and the do's and don'ts. So it should be better this time. Either way, yeah, if you haven't noticed, I am super sweaty right now. Super sweaty. It's like 80-some degrees already in Chicago. And I don't know what time it is, but it's probably not even 10 o'clock yet. So we're in for a hot one. Wanted to get this one in early and actually record me before I look a lot worse than I do already. So without further ado, I have a client who dropped off I believe it's like a 2017 Toyota Camry. They're looking for an interior detail. They are an Uber driver, so they need to keep it clean. What it has is, and I'm going to show it actually, so maybe I should do that as we speak. So here we go. So this is the car. He didn't really ask for an exterior detail, but I may go ahead and wash it for him regardless. Yeah, the car isn't terribly dirty. It's got floor mats. He says they never come up, so underneath shouldn't be too terrible. We're still going to give it a little an extraction just to make sure that we get all the dirt out and make it, you know, as clean and as best as possible. That being said, you know, they didn't leave too many things in the car. You know, just a few normal things. Water. He's an Uber driver, so you got to expect that. A few things in the center console. I know them. They said that I can remove it. Normally I do ask, or sometimes, you know, if they do look to have some sensitive things in there, I normally try to just, you know, clean around it and not really dive into their sensitive items. But his major concern was some stickiness in the leather. I don't know exactly what that is. Not going to speculate either. But it shouldn't be too difficult a task. It has this like leathery, it's not like super high quality leather, but it's leathery like, it's like leather. And then the sport cloth. So I'm going to go ahead and extract this, and we're going to clean both of them the way they're supposed to be. So yeah, stay tuned. So one thing I wanted to point out is that actually, so the WeatherTech like mats, I guess, are factory from Toyota. So there is no actual fabric floor mats. It's just go straight to the carpet. You can see he's got some damage from some salt and things like that. That's gonna be pretty easy to get out. It's a pretty well kept car, fairly new. And we're gonna go ahead and clean the floor mats first. Got them outside. Show you the before. We're going to go ahead and rinse them down and hit them with some APC, a brush, dry them, clean them off, or rinse them off, and let them dry out in the sun. Do these first so they can, you know, they could dry before everything's done. So right now, as you can see, I'm really sweaty. But we've cleaned the floor mats, so what I'm gonna do now is just clean out the car, get all this shit out of here, and go to work. So watch me do my thing.
We may leave this alone. It's not very dirty, and there's just some stuff I don't want to line this place. It's got a lot of change. We're gonna figure it out.
So one thing I did want to say is when you're detailing a car, you usually want to, to make sure you're getting all of the dirt that you can as possible. You want to move the seats up and back, front and back, and, maneuver them as best as you can so you can see, if I hadn't done that, there's some stuff underneath there that I might not be able to get, otherwise. So I vacuumed it, and there's going to be an extraction taking place for sure. This is some salt left over from winter. We are in Chicago. And you want to actually vacuum the seats as well. I've gone ahead and done that because if you have stuff left in the fibers, while you're cleaning, you're scrubbing that around and you're graining that into the fibers a little bit more. And over time, they can, definitely put some wear on the fibers and maybe cut through them a little bit, over time. All right, so this is my ugly mug, and we vacuum one side, we're gonna vacuum the other. So I'm not gonna take you to this point because it's just a weird angle and I need to clean. I know I still wanna show you, but I gotta clean too. So we're gonna extract right now. This one really isn't too bad, but there are some salt stains. So, I mean, I'm not gonna skimp on anything here. We're gonna make sure that we take care of this client's car properly because who the hell wants somebody to detail a car half-assed, right? So we're gonna get all these salt stains out. They'll inevitably be back. It's an Uber driver, and we are in Chicago, like I keep saying. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is spray some super clean diluted. I believe it's 8-to-1 or something along those lines. Either way, I'm gonna spray it, pre-treat it. We're gonna scrub it down and then extract it. So here we go. We're going to use the drill brush. Go ahead and prime it a little bit. All right, and here we go. bear with me. Okay, time for the extraction. It's gonna get a little loud. So here's going to be a quick before on all of these salt stains and all of these. They're going to take some coercing to get out for sure, but I don't think it's going to be too difficult. So it's going to be hard for me to hold the camera and do this at once, so just stay tuned for the after. Okay, so here's the finished product. Have a little light, it can shine. Most of those stains are completely out. There's a few little ones that I can't seem to remove so well. The vacuum may just get that extra dirt, but for the most part it's pretty damn clean. Okay, we're back with the driver's side to be cleaned. It's the last side before I get to the seats, or actually I maybe do the center console first and all of that, then do the seats last. Yeah, so as you can see, there's a lot of salt there, so this one's going to be the most in-depth more than likely. Every other one was pretty easy because there's not that many obstacles, but with the gas pedal and the little crevices that can be you know, filled with salt and all the other sediment, make it a little difficult. But stay tuned for the final product. Okay, so finished product. Those salt stains in the corner, very deep, very thick, hard.
Corner, very deep, very thick, hard.
And just couldn't get them out. I tried 3 or 4 different methods, but everything else came out pretty damn good. So I'm happy. Okay, so it's time to clean the center console, steering wheel, the armrest, dashboard, and all the other things. And we're gonna be doing these in the proper order, proper manner, proper equipment and everything. So I may take you along for the ride a little bit, but I also may just go ahead and fast forward myself. So I'm gonna go ahead and set the camera up to where you guys can just watch. All right, I'm back. If you notice, I changed my shirt. It's hot as fuck out here. I had to. It looked like somebody dumped a whole bunch of water on me. So, that being said, I only got a few things left. I'm gonna finish up this side of the center console, the inside door panel, and I'm going to then go to the back, do the same thing, and then the seats, windows, and that's about it, man. So I'm gonna get to it, and hopefully in editing, I haven't talked about it much, and I haven't really learned much, so I'm not gonna make much promise, but I don't know. Hopefully you'll get some music this time. Maybe I'll speed up some of this shit, because who cares a fuck about what I'm really doing? Like, if you're only really looking from here, I gotta figure out a mount and all that shit, and you don't really give a fuck, so what am I saying? Anyway, here we go. most people don't realize that leather isn't supposed to be shiny. When it's shiny, that means that there's oils and dirt and things that aren't really necessarily good for leather layering it. When you clean things with specific cleaners, APC, a dedicated leather cleaner, whatever, what have you, it takes that away. It strips that off of the leather. After I do this, I have to condition the leather to make sure that it's not dry, that we condition, the cracks and things like that. Not that there's cracks, but, the crevices of the leather, so that in months to come or whatnot, between details, it's protected by both, from the UV rays and the oils on people's skin. So, just wanted to stop and tell you that. I'm currently taking care of these two. There's two different materials. I think I talked about it. There's a leather type material, and then some sort of sport cloth that I'm gonna clean just the same way I was doing everything else. Probably minus the extraction. I don't think it needs an extraction. But yeah. The seat bolsters on the driver and passenger side, mostly the driver's side, because that's obviously used more so than anything, do take some abuse. There's a lot of rubbing and things like from jeans and pants, and keys might hit it and whatnot. So it gets a lot of scratches, a lot of wear. It usually is the first to go on the driver's side. And if you have leather and you've had a car for some time, you'll understand. If you look at it, you'll see what I'm saying. Whew. Man. All right, YouTube. Admittedly, this video got away from me. It's so hot out here that honestly, I was trying to record and try to give you views, and honestly, I'm an amateur at this shit. I'm not even recording with the proper equipment. I need some sort of tripod and all sorts of stuff. I only have a phone holder, and really, I'm very primitive at this point. Excuse my sweaty self, but again, it's about 95 fucking degrees outside. But yeah, this actually took me a little while. I took a break or two just because it is really hot out, and health over anything else really. So that being said, what I did here, and I'm gonna take you around in a second. I did a full interior detail, everything. I extracted the carpets. I cleaned the upholstery and leather. Everything. I mean, I vacuumed anything. I treated I conditioned the leather, all that. I mean, really, honestly, everything has been done to this car interior wise. The owner didn't want anything to be done on the exterior. I cleaned the interior windows, so if it looks like they're dirty, it's not because of me, it's because of the exterior being so dirty, and I wanted to clean it, but I don't really want to clean the windows without actually washing them off first. It's just a little pet peeve of mine, to be honest. So I'm going to take you for a walk around, and yeah, actually what I do plan to do later on, probably the next video, is going to be me just sitting down talking about this extractor here, the Bissell Spot Clean Pro. I like it. I can understand why people will invest in the ones that are a little bit higher in price. I guess, just like everything else, you get what you pay for, and I'm a firm believer of that. But this is a beginner tool for me, just beginning in my business right now. So that being said, I'm gonna take you through for a walkthrough, and after that, I'll sign off. So I was debating whether or not to put the carpets in first, but I wanted to show you what they look like without extraction, and I mean the carpet mats. And they're rubber, so there's no fabric on them. They just were cleaned with some APC and scrubbed down. These things here were actually scrubbed down with some super clean. I think I told you it was 8-to-1, and we used the drill brush and then extracted, and it looks great. The seats, as a leather seat should be, clean and free of oils, conditioned and all of that. If you look in here, clean. clean. Windows are clean interior wise. Exterior, not so much. Again, these are those salt stains I was just unable to remove. They're just embedded, to be honest, and it's very difficult to get into there. The pedals there, and you know, I did as much as I really could, but everything else has been removed, and you know, I can't complain, to be honest. The way I'm really happy about how this turned out. So yeah, I don't know how well that walkthrough went. Honestly, I don't know how well this video is gonna turn out. I'm gonna try my best to edit it. You know, I definitely recorded a lot more than the last one. I did record a lot of this process. I just don't know how it's gonna turn out, you know, on video. So that being said, I'm gonna do my best for you guys, and you know, I definitely would like it, or I'd appreciate it if you like what you see, to subscribe, like, you know, tell your friends if they're detail people as well. I know we're a weird group, but for some reason there's a lot of us, so that's awesome. Yeah, and if you have any questions, or if you have any suggestions for how I do these videos or how I detail, just go ahead and, you know, leave a comment below. I'd appreciate it, you know. And you know, with that being said, this has been Kawash Details. Peace, y'all.